As more and more people move to the cities in our country and the traffic becomes more congested on roads, automatic transmissions are naturally becoming much popular. And that's the reason why we are seeing such a wide variety of automatic transmissions on sale in the country right now. Now, Hyundai has introduced a completely new technology in the area of gearboxes, but it's not entirely an automatic transmission. The Venue is the first vehicle in India to be launched with an IMT. And now what does that mean? How is it to drive? And what is it about it that makes it so unique and different from any other gearbox? Let's find out. But before we move on to the driving part, there are a few changes that have been done to the overall look of the Venue, and that's because the Venue is now available in a new sports pack. So let's get that out of the way first. Now with this sports pack which we are driving right now, what you get is first of all an option of two new colors, and these are in dual color options. Of course, there are changes in terms of inserts in the bumpers as well as the glossy grille with a red insert here, and there is sport badging on the side panels at the rear, and of course again inserts on the roof rail and at the rear, which give the Venue a slight hint of added sportiness. But beyond that, the car remains the same, and that's not a bad thing because it is a new model and a good looking one. Just like the outside, the Venue IMT also gets some changes inside the cabin in the sports pack variants. First of all, the noticeable change is the new steering wheel with red stitching inserts, and that is similar to the new Creta. You also get sporty metal pedals and a new dark grey upholstery, again with red stitching and piping. And then again in the back also you have the same changes made to the seat upholstery. There are red color accents on the air conditioning knobs and on the rotary HVAC controls. So all of these give the cabin of the Venue IMT in the sports pack a slightly better sporty feel and a youthful, refreshing change. Beyond that, the cabin of the Venue IMT remains largely unchanged. Space is still the same and good in comparison to the competition. The Venue is still a connected car, so that means you get BlueLink connectivity, and that allows you to remotely access a lot of functions in the car using your smartphone. There's also segment first features like the wireless charging pad along with fast charging sockets. Build quality, like we said earlier, in the Venue is nice. So yes, the cabin continues to offer a good experience. And now on to the most important part about the Venue IMT, the driving experience. Now the engine we have in this variant of the Venue IMT, the one that you get with the IMT, is the 1-liter petrol turbocharged engine. So no changes made to the engine, the same engine that has been in the Venue since the launch, and with about 120 PS of power, it is a powerful engine and makes the Venue quick off the line. Now coming to the gearbox, IMT, which Hyundai says is the intelligent manual transmission. Well, it is not exactly an automatic transmission, but it is free of a clutch pedal. So there is a clutch inside the transmission, but you do not have a clutch pedal that you need to operate. And that means you get the convenience of not having to use your left foot. But on the other hand, gear shifts are not going to be automatic. Those have to be done manually by the driver, and the procedure of doing it is the same as you would do in a manual vehicle. So you still have the same old gear shift stick, and you need to row through the gears in the same way you would do it in a manual version. The only good thing is there is no clutch, so there is no extra effort involved, and there is a sensor on the gear stick shifter, and again there are actuators and sensors within the system, so they sense when you lift off the throttle and you place your hand on the gear shift selector. The system knows you want to make a shift, and that is how you make an upshift or a downshift. How good is it? Well, it is pretty much like driving a manual. So you can go through gears quickly. You can hang on to the red line in a gear if you want to push it hard. And as far as convenience is concerned, if you're driving in stop and go traffic, you can leave it in first gear and just drive it as you would in an automatic version with the creep functionality. So the Venue in first gear will continue to crawl forward at a slow speed in dense traffic. So again, that's added convenience. Now compare it to an AMT, which of course gives you automatic shifts and this doesn't, but this on the other hand gives you better control. And unlike the AMT, which completely takes away the pleasure of driving, the IMT just adds to it, because you can still continue to do blazingly quick upshifts or downshifts when required. And once you get a hang of it, it only gets better. The slight downside, and I wouldn't say downside, but the slight oddity here is that usually we have been programmed over the years to use our left foot and hand together in coordination when driving a manual, and neither of the two when you're driving an automatic. But on the Venue IMT, while your left foot isn't doing anything, you need to move your hands, and that might take a bit of time getting used to, but once you get over it, it's a breeze to use. So overall, yes, it's an impressive technology. It's a new technology, but an impressive one, and it comes at a very nominal premium in terms of money. So again, there's not much you need to pay for it. Even in terms of fuel efficiency, it does not affect the fuel efficiency negatively in any considerable way. So there's not much that you lose out on. In fact, I don't think there's anything you lose out on, but you only gain the convenience of not having to use a clutch pedal. And that is what makes the IMT technology a better choice than at least an AMT in my books. And if that is what pretty much suits up your requirement, then the Venue IMT is the best option on the market today. That said, if you want to know more about how the Venue in general drives, how its ride and handling qualities are, how it behaves at high speeds, in that case, just click the link on the top of your screen and you will get to know every detail about the Venue. So of course, with the Venue IMT, driving in urban traffic becomes a lot more easy, and at the same time, you can push the vehicle on highways or on winding roads without compromising on the fun factor. And a lot of you have been asking us many things about the IMT technology, so I'll just take up a few of the most popular questions. Now, one query that we get is, what happens if you come to a halt while you are, say, in third gear? And the answer to that is, the Venue IMT will not stall. The engine will not stall, but on your instrument cluster, you will get a warning along with an audio beep that will remind you to downshift to a suitable gear. And the other question we've been receiving is, what happens if you accidentally, or if you go ahead and upshift while you're still on the throttle? And the answer to that is, the gearbox will not shift, because the gearbox will not allow you to move to another gear. The shift lever will be sort of blocked in that position. So with that out of the way, I think this is what sums up the IMT driving experience: a convenient but no compromises.
And now on to the big question. Should you buy the Venue IMT over its manual or the AMT counterparts? Well, if you look at the price which is on your screen right now, the IMT range has been priced comparatively, so much so that comparing to a manual gearbox version, the premium you end up paying for the IMT is not much. Even if you compare it to the AMT rivals such as Tata Nexon, the IMT in the Venue again undercuts that price. So in terms of value, what you get is great value for money at the end of the day, and you get the convenience of driving where you do not have to pain your left foot, but you do not end up sacrificing the joy of driving And that's the reason why the Venue IMT, in my opinion, is a better pick than choosing a vehicle with an AMT.